Hello everyone. In this presentation or videos, we are going to discuss about the metal casting. To making this presentation, I have taken a reference of two standard book, that is Manufacturing Technology Volume 1 by P.N. Rao of MGH publication, and Manufacturing Engineering and Technology by Kalpak Jian and Skamit by Pearson Education. Also, I have taken a reference of different videos and PDF of professor from IITs. Okay. Next is the content of this presentation includes casting definition, casting terminology, pattern and its allowances, moldings and composition, and different types of moldings and sand, moldings and properties, gating system and its design, metal casting processes, solidification, time calculation, and casting defects. Also, I have added the miscellaneous topic in this presentation. Okay, so that whatever the formulas that I have found that previously there is no question has been asked in GATE examination or any other examination, so that I have added in the miscellaneous topic. Okay, also I have added the different numerical problems that has been asked previously in the GATE or engineering services examination, and we'll discuss it with the whatever the topic we'll discuss at that time. We'll discuss a particular problem. Okay, this content is covered almost 95% syllabus of the GATE and engineering services examination. So if you are preparing for any examination, then you can go through these videos, or if you are a student of BTech mechanical engineering or production engineering, they can also, this video will be helpful for you. Okay, so with the very basic, we'll start with the casting definition. So in the background you can see the picture, that is there is a ladle through which the molten material is coming out, and we are filling this molten material into a mold cavity. So at the bottom you can see that there is a mold is there. So this mold is basically made up of the it's basically a hollow mold, and this mold is made up of the molding sand. Okay, so like just assume that we are making a solid making a solid cylinder casting, means solid cylinder is our final product, and we are casting it. So for that we need a hollow mold. Okay, so that basically mold is prepared by a molding sand. Okay, so once this material is filled, molten material is filled in this mold cavity, once it's all this molten material, whatever the material has been poured inside this mold, once it's solidified, we can easily remove from this mold, and if it is not easily removable, then we can break this molding sand. Okay, because molding sand is not expensive, it's very easily available, so that will get that how we'll get a final product. So as per the casting definition, casting means the pouring molten material into a mold cavity into the whatever the shape we required, and allowing it to solidify. Once the solidification is completed, the main object is taken out from the mold, either by breaking the mold or taking the mold part. Okay, so this solidified product is called as a casting. Okay, next is the casting terminology. To understand that how we are filling this molding cavity, what we have seen in the last previous picture. So first we understand what these equipments are basically. Okay, and then we'll discuss that how we are filling this molten material into this equipments, and how we are getting the mold cavity. So first we are going to discuss what these elements are. Okay, next is okay, so there outside periphery you can see a flask or a box. Okay, and in between the flask there is a parting line. Okay, so this parting line basically dividing the top part and the bottom part of this flask. Okay, so the top part of this flask is call it as a cop, and the bottom part is call it as a drag. Okay, sometimes there are three parts of this box. Okay, so the top part is cop, bottom part is drag, and the in between there is a one more part, we call it as a cheek. Okay, so this question basically asked in several PSUs previously. So please keep in mind that if there are three parts, we call in between there is a third part, so we call it as a cheek. Okay. Next is from the starting of this molten material through which we will fill this mold cavity. There is a pouring basin in the beginning. Okay, and why this curvature of this pouring basin we are providing, we'll discuss once these elements are completed. Okay, so first there is a pouring basin. Next to it there is a sprue. This sprue is always be in taper in form. It's not a vertical passage. Okay. Then the sprue, there is a runner. It's a horizontal passage or a channel. After the runner there is a gate. So whatever the molten material that we are filling, that passes that entered through this gate into the mold cavity. So next to it there is a mold cavity. Okay, so once this mold cavity is filled, this whatever the material is there, so that will removed from the riser, and there is a gas vent as well. Okay, so these are the elements of this casting equipments. Okay, next is how it's work basically. So with the help of this ladle, we pour this molten material into the pouring basin, and we are using this pouring basin as a curvature because whatever the molten material that we are filling, we don't want that it directly dip into the mold cavity. Okay, so for that we are using this curvatures at the pouring basin. Okay, so smoothly this molten material flow inside the sprue. Okay, next to it there is a sprue. That sprue always make in a taper form because whatever the cross sectional area at the beginning of this sprue, or whatever the molten material that is entered in this cross sectional area, in the beginning this whole cross sectional area is not covered by the molten material. Okay, because flow rate increases slowly. Okay, so if this cross sectional area is not covered completely by the molten material, then there may be a chances that whatever the air or gases are there, that will become a part of the mold cavity, or gases entrapped inside the mold cavity. Okay, so that will make the casting defect, that is porosity, and because of that the strength of the casting is reduces. So for that there should not be a gas entrapment. We are using a taper in shape of this sprue. Okay, after this sprue, whatever the molten material is coming through this sprue, that is entered into the runner. Okay, and that is a horizontal passage. So once this is reach up to the gate entry, okay, it will start moving inside the through the gate. It will start moving inside the mold cavity. Okay, and slowly this mold cavity is filled by this molten material. Okay, whatever the molten material which is coming out from the gate. Okay, once this mold cavity is filled up to the top, okay, whatever the molten material is there, which is because we will had no idea when it will fill. So as we are continuously supplying the molten material, the material will come out from the riser. So we get to know that okay, this mold cavity has been filled. So once this molten material coming out from the riser, we stop this filling the molten material in the pouring basin. Okay, we are also using a gas vent. Okay, so in the previous picture, like you can see that when we are filling with the help molten material with the help of this ladle, you can see that there are at the side of this molten material there are some gases is coming out. Like we can say that there are unburned hydrocarbons. Okay, so these gases are there may be a possibility that if gases are keeping inside, then there may be a chance that it will become entrapped between the solid mold cavity. Okay, so we don't want that. So for that for the easily removal of these gases, we are using a gas vent. Okay, sometimes in some of the books this gas vent is also provided at the gate. Okay, and in some of the books it's also provided at the runner. Okay, so purpose of this gas vent is same at wherever we are providing. Okay, one more thing is there that once this mold cavity is filled up to the parting line or half of the mold cavity, then whatever the material surface which is at the parting line, okay, and this molten material is coming out from this gate, it will push this whatever the surface is there, it will push it to upward direction. Okay, through which only this filling can be possible. So when it is complete, when it is this whatever the surface is there at the parting line, it will reach to the top of this mold cavity. That that material, that part of that material which coming out, okay, so it is coming out because it is in liquid form, but it is initially inserted inside this mold cavity. So whatever the time taken to fill this mold cavity by the molten material, till that time we can say not that much time is required, but we can say that some amount of that molten material has been solidified, a little amount, okay. So whatever the material that is coming out from the riser, please keep in mind that whatever the material that is coming out from the riser, that is in the liquid or solidified form, okay, it's not a solid, okay. Next to it, whatever the elements that we have discussed, pouring basin, it's basically a funnel shape at the top of the mold cavity, into which the molten material is poured, okay. Sprue, it's a passage which through which the molten material is from the pouring basin, it reaches to the mold cavity. Runner, it's basically a channel which is used to carry out the molten material from the sprue to the gate. Gate is channel through which the molten material is entered into the mold cavity. Riser, it is a vertical column that is placed in the mold to feed the casting, okay. And gas vent, it's basically a small opening to escape the gases or air, okay. Next is like whatever we have discussed in the previous figure, that we are continuously filling this mold cavity. So just assume that we are making a hollow cylinder, solid cylinder, okay. So if you will see a cylinder, the cross section, from the front view, if you will see the cylinder, it will look like a rectangle, okay. So this rectangle is there, but it's not a rectangular, we can see that it's a cylinder. From top view, if you will see that there is a circular cross sectional area, okay. Now when we are making this, we need some cavity, means hollow part in between this cylinder, okay. So we are not making a hollow cylinder, means the hollow part is throughout the length of the cylinder, but we are not making this hollow cylinder, but in between the solid cylinder we need some cavity or hollow part, okay. So to make this hollow part, we are using a core, okay. And this core is made up of the molding sand or simple sand, okay, but that can bear the temperature, okay, high temperature of this casting or the molten material, okay. So that core we are using, whatever the shape or the hollow cavity that we require, accordingly we make this core, okay. And this core is as we need something to hold this core in between the cavity. So for that we are using the chaplets, okay. Now these chaplets are basically the same material, whatever the molten material that we are pouring, okay, we are using this chaplets of the same material or the same composition or the same grade of that material, okay. So because once this mold cavity is filled completely, this chaplets cannot be removed, okay. So once it is completed, this chaplet will become a part of casting, okay. And once it is completed, once this filling is completed, and whatever the molten material is coming out from the riser, we stop the molten material from in the pouring basin, okay. And that makes once it's solidified, after the solidification, we are just little bit small diameter we are drilling, and we are with the different elements we are digging this core inside the cavity, and we are removing the sand out, okay. Next is the core, that it's basically a separate part, okay. Generally it's a bag used for making a hollow cavities, okay. And the chaplets are used to support the core inside the mold cavity and taking care of its own weight to overcome the metallostatic forces, okay. Next is this is the one more figure that I am using to tell you that what these elements are basically. sometimes is what happened, that whatever we have discussed in the first figure, okay, students think about that this mold cavity is also a part of these elements. Okay, so please keep in mind that this mold cavity is not part of the elements, whatever the elements we are using. Okay, because this is as per the shape required. Now here in this figure, we want to make, this is our the final product we wanted. Okay, so we are using the mold as per the requirement. Okay, inside we are making a course. Okay, and this core is holded by the chaplets. Okay, so whatever the mold cavity we require, fix the mold after the gate. Okay, here also in this figure, after the gate, the mold is fixed. Okay, and the molten material is flow through this gate and fill this mold cavity. Okay, so chaplets, again it will become a part of the casting. So we'll get this final product. Okay, so for this video we are stopping here. Next the in the next videos we'll discuss about the pattern and allowances. So thank you so much, guys.